That's why.
All right. Finally,
What else?
I'm coming through. Welcome to season 2. This is where we edit it. I edit it to like right here.
Yeah, this is where we start.
Welcome to season 2. This is it. This is finally it. We are back. We are finished with the first season of VRML. Yeah, we've done it. We went from Pizza League to preseason to season 1, and we did it. And I'm joined by AndyW, who has been with us since season 1, and he's been a great co-host. And SirDimwi, and as always, Strembitsky, who is the star of the league, one of the stars of the league. I would think he's probably one of the most notable players, and that's it's really not really up for dispute. So he's always welcome on this stream. We always need that star potential, and we got it. So no one's gonna take it off after that? No one, everyone's.
I heard no cue, man. What are we taking off with? What's the
I thought it was your intro.
Yeah,
I don't want to talk about me, dude.
You don't want to talk about you?
Not at all.
Are we supposed to talk about Strem?
Well, then let's talk about Kangarillas and let's start it off.
How do you feel about? Oh, I got one for Strem. Strem, how do you feel about the fact that during this season I rated you the #1 player in the world? How does that make you feel?
Depends on what you rate me now.
Well, I mean, that's like that. I came to that conclusion during the season.
Yeah.
The indication is that I still think that thing.
Okay, cool, great, thanks, Timmy. I don't know.
Make you weird.
I mean,
look at him. You're putting him on the spot.
That's the point.
That
is the point of this. I want to make sure Mitsuki feels so awkward.
How do I answer this without everyone knowing how egotistical I am?
I think you were in a little leeway in that department. You know,
I'm shit, right?
Okay, all right, cool. He's shit. You heard it here first, folks. Strembitsky. Strembellini Alfredo, the predatory pasta himself. He hates that name.
Yeah, it's his favorite.
You know what I hate more about? What I hate more than the name is the fact that you tell me that I hate it every time you say it.
This is the first time I said it. You went no.
Yeah, and then every other time you said it, you're like, he hates that name.
He hates that name. I'm pretty sure I said it on cast during the finals too. For like 400 people, I was like, the predatory pasta. He hates that name. I love it. That's your lore, man. That's what you got.
All right, cool. Let's go with it, dude.
So we got the nickname out there. You know, now you're gonna make that stick for season 2, hopefully.
I will never forget that nickname.
The Strembellini Alfredo, the predatory pasta.
Strembellini Alfredo. That is. I love saying it. I will never forget that. It's my favorite name. It's so
you did it yourself, right? It's in the Discord. It's one of your names.
Not
Alfredo. I came up with predatory pasta.
Yeah. That was a little creative.
That's where I got it from. Strembellini Alfredo. Though. That's where it comes from. Yeah.
I got there's like Strembellini Alfredo. There's Strem brisket and gravy. Strem barley and oats.
All right. I gotta take back control of my show. These are awful. These are absolutely awful. All right. So we can come back. We could talk about Kangarillas. We could talk about, you know, the emotions, the upset, the competition. But let's just say that for later with Infinite as well, because Infinite you placed 3rd. Synapse became Infinite, and I think maybe they're gonna become Synapse once again. Maybe Andy, you know, can you elaborate on that?
There's some possibility floating around. We're definitely kind of just taking this like 2 or 3 week break and trying to come back to it just kind of with fresh mind, see what's going on, talk to Red Ghost and everything. Because there's just been some other talk with the team where people might want to go busy with work and whatever else and kind of come back around and figure it out. But I'd love to bring back the name Synapse. Like, I miss it. I love the logo too. I miss the logo the most.
Great logo.
1 second, I gotta Google some shit, rough.
All right, well, he's gotta Google it.
Was the Synapse logo actually hot shit? Find out in the next couple seconds.
Was it actually? Do you not remember it?
I remember it.
I remember that it was colorful.
It was very colorful.
I can't
Yeah,
find
it
it.
was
I don't know
super
what to
colorful.
Google. I
It's
went to
one
the
of the-
VRML website, but it's not there anymore. I don't know.
How to hide being baked. I don't know what that comment means. I changed my gain a little bit.
Yeah, which person here is which
Who?
person here
I
is hiding?
mean,
Who? I just I
Yeah.
gotta say I just if anybody here
No, don't do
if
it.
anybody
No, don't do
here
it. Don't. Oh.
if anybody here has been doing that, I'm gonna be really disappointed or really upset, and I'm gonna have to leave.
dude,
Don't look in your camera when you
yeah,
say
don't
that.
look at your camera like that. Wait, was
Yeah.
that Zach? Get Zach back.
I don't know. I don't know what
we
it
need
was.
we need Zach. We need Zach W to show up as well. Should
Oh,
we
don't
go
you turn
over
off the
these
background?
videos? Should we show off some of these videos?
Go for it.
Go for it.
We got Andy's video. We could start with Andy's video.
I have a great video that features Andy, but I don't know if that's not really VRMO related.
Do you?
What you got?
I've shown it
You got
to
a
you.
video featuring Andy.
Yeah, but it's probably not the best light.
It's
I see where you're going with
it's got
this.
bad lighting. It's not VRML related.
That's beer league related.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
It's pretty.
I forgot
The beginning of it's pretty extreme.
Yeah, I
have
think
no
the beginning of that.
context.
Yeah, it just like started off the night with me just like ranting with Dimwi. But
It was because it was hilarious. I mean, I thought it was really funny. It was great, but that's why, like, I don't, if that channel had like more reach, I might not have included that. The only reason I included it is because nobody watches my fucking videos.
I watch them. I'm gonna cut
Yeah.
to. We're gonna cut to the partial screen. We're still gonna be with you all. We're still gonna be with you guys, and we're gonna cut to the partial screen and show off Andy's video. So, let's see if the audio comes through. Let's see if I broke it once again. Wait, someone talk?
Yep.
Okay, I didn't break anything. Oh, thank God.
What?
I didn't break anything.
Our video's not up anymore though.
Oh, it is.
I'm watching the video right now.
No, I'm sorry. Our video, like us, our
You
faces.
said
are
the
not.
video.
Oh,
you said
sorry,
the video
bro. I
wasn't
didn't
up
mean
and
to
I
stop the
transitioned
video.
it back.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
That's
so
all
wait,
on
where
me.
are we? Are we at partial screen? Okay, we're here. We're here. All right.
there,
So we're
now
here
you're
with
on
the video, and so this is Andy's video. So Andy, when did you make this one? This is actually probably one of the better tracks I've heard.
And
I
it's
think I made it
put
like
in with some contempt.
right after the season ended. I just like put it together. I just sat down and just like just started going with it for a couple hours. But it was it's kind of fun. I kind of enjoy doing the video editing. It just takes me forever to do it, and I'm not like perfect at it by any means, but it's kind of something on the side that's fun to do.
I know, Strem's got a video. I made a video. DimWi made a video. And I definitely want to show everyone's videos, but I love the track selection for this one. Like, you can't beat these tracks.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I haven't heard it much before, and then it's actually like a significantly longer song. It's like 5 or 6 minutes, and I kind of just cut it out at some point and then keep it going because it goes into like a super long like instrumental portion. But I really like the main portion of the song, which is what this is.
Well, it's a good drum and bass track. So that is your track. Oh wow, my computer cannot handle this. So we should transition back. I need to buy a new computer. But so then we got Andy's track. Andy's video is pretty good, and let's go to Strembitsky's. Well, let's go to another topic before we go to another video.
Okay.
But I wanted to show that Mark Zuckerberg clip. You know the clip I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, at the end of the news clip.
Yep.
But I feel like everyone's already seen that. Has everyone already seen that clip? Even in chat, I feel like everyone's.
Well,
already
I mean,
seen
Well, it's a good. I
I
mean, if
think
you want to show it, it's a good thing to show stuff like that. When we're going to be talking about it, that way it's fresh in everybody's brain. But I do know that that clip comes after he spent 15 minutes apparently pissing off the world. So, I mean, there's that. There's a nice association there. But I mean, not to make a thing of it. It's just funny that we saw that clip and all day we're talking about that clip and how awesome that was, and then I go onto the other parts of the internet and people are fucking pissed. And I'm like, oh, okay. I didn't watch the rest of it, but all right. I don't know what he said, but I guess he upset some people.
Oh wait, there was actually
I didn't watch the rest of it. I only watched the part that mattered.
Yeah, there were controversial parts to that interview.
I wouldn't say not controversial in the typical sense, but more in the political sense. I would say.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was what? What was it?
Yeah.
What was his stance?
I usually stray away from those topics. Yeah.
I try to avoid politics, religion,
Yeah.
Hey,
all that shit.
You told me a political story the other day.
In private, sure, but this is.
Oh yeah, well,
private,
we're not gonna get into politics. This is Echo. Maybe Echo politics, but
That's what I mean. That's what I mean.
I mean,
yeah. I don't remember. I don't honestly remember all the things that Zoc said. I just what specifically people were upset about. I just know that after I was celebrating it with Echo community, I went out to the rest of the internet and realized we're our own little bubble. It's okay.
Yeah.
And it's good. I like it that way. I like that we're I jump into Echo and it's Echo. I like keeping it that way.
That video was really cool, though. I was really late to the party watching it. I read a lot about the clip before I actually watched it. But I watched it and it was cool. He was like, they asked him what's an app that you've been using? And he immediately kind of glowed up a little bit. And he was like, oh, I've been playing this game, Echo Arena. It's just really fun to play with my friends. It's like best friends.
so we cut to the partial screen, and I got the video. I have it from the Echo Games Discord. Twitter. So hopefully the audio will come through.
Oh yeah. To answer chat, I'm not eating a paintball. I'm not skinny.
Guys, I asked Mark to share with us. I said, "What's the coolest non-Facebook app? Well, tell me about a competitor or something
I don't know what that
you've been using during the social distancing quarantine world." And
we got the clip.
get a fun one for us.
It's an Echo meme.
I've spent a lot more time playing with games in virtual reality with friends during this period. I've always been a fan of virtual reality, and that's, of course, why we started, why we bought Oculus and have been focused on building that. But now, during this period where I can't physically be with, a lot of my friends, having the ability to do something where it feels like we're physically in a space together. I started playing this game, Echo Arena. It's like it's a combination of frisbee in 3 dimensions in zero gravity. It's kind of like, I don't know if you remember the book Ender's Game, where they have this game.
Okay, and then we ended on Ender's Game because I don't care what else you have to say, Mark. But hopefully he doesn't watch these and I always wonder who in the community does Mark know? Who has he interacted with?
I don't know who he may have interacted with, if anybody, but it did occur to me that the fact that he plugged Echo, the fact he played Echo, whether or not that's true, but the fact that it's on Zuckerberg's radar, and the fact that Oculus came and gave us the opportunity with venues, I started freaking out because I was like, there's a 1% chance that Mark Zuckerberg has heard me casting.
Oh yeah, Mark Zuckerberg. Mark
true.
Zuckerberg probably knows about us.
That's kind of otherworldly. It feels very surreal that a titan of industry would be aware of your existence. And I'm not saying, senpai noticed me. It's nothing like that. It's just when you're talking about people who influence the world, you're talking about Zuckerberg is a name people will be talking about for 100 years.
Yeah.
Whether you like him or not, that's a matter of fact. A lot of people did not like Andrew Carnegie.
Yeah.
Sorry, Carnegie. Excuse me.
I don't know who that is.
I was just gonna say it's like Edison coming down from his laboratory.
Sorry,
laboratory.
Carnegie, Pennsylvania, is literally right down the street from me. A city he founded. His name was pronounced Carnegie. Y'all are all wrong. That's all I gotta say about it.
All right. But with that fact, it's just like Thomas Edison coming down from his lab and saying like, here, like this is it, we're 1 degree separated from like one of the most powerful men in the world.
That's a matter of fact. Yeah, he's definitely one of the most influential people in the world. Absolutely, hands down.
Well, I mean, we've all played with him. We've all played with Mooney Y.
Yeah, Mooney Y. Yeah.
So it's.
Would that not be a true mindfuck if that actually turned out to be true? Would you not just go, "Are you fucking serious?" Like.
No, because with all the interactions
screaming
I've had,
Mooney Y at Mark Zuck.
If Mooney Y had all that power and wealth, with the way I've interacted with him in game, he would have used it to destroy me already. But no, I love Mooney Y, and I just love, because I'm so vocal. I just love to tease him for not talking.
I just like playing around with him with body language.
Yeah.
I'll be like, "Hey Mooney, tell me a story," and he'll give her,
I've never really actually interacted. If I'm ever in a pub with somebody who doesn't talk, I just play and don't. I mean, I might joke around periodically, but I could not say, I could not point to any particular time where I've specifically interacted with Mooney Y. I know he's good. I know he plays really well. I've never had a problem with the fact that he doesn't talk. I can say that much.
You got to talk. Everyone has to talk.
I like it being a social game. I like talking to people, meeting people.
Well, he's such a strong player, and you just remove that communication element, and that goes for anybody. But Mooney's always been such a strong player.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But
Mr. Zuck, watching, we notice you, buddy.
Yeah. So this Mooney Y Mark Zuckerberg theory will continue to live on, and it has now been enshrined in the stack. Season 2, episode 1, with a
You're welcome.
Terrible 5-minute technical difficulty opener. But I mean, that's what you expect when you come to watch this show. Next time the season 2 stream package is good. There won't be any more issues.
Andy, what'd you get from McDonald's? The chat demands.
I just answered in chat. Big Mac and Coke, dude. Mm-hmm.
Oh, Big Mac.
Right. To be.
So let's get back to Strem. So Strem, now that I can put you back on the spot, losing to Joker. What does that sentence mean? Like, what does it evoke?
I mean, Joker's a good team. It was going to happen eventually. I wish that we were able to play them at LAN at Season 3. I wish that they didn't absolutely shit the bed against the EU team, but it is what it is. I mean, they had a lot of technical difficulties and stuff that I'm sure tilted them off the earth. But this season, going in, honestly, like playing them, I had high hopes. I thought that we could take them. It really was like more a mental game than like mechanical skill. Like, I don't think that going into it, I wasn't thinking, okay, we're going to lose because they're better or we're going to win because we're better. It was like whoever finds the momentum and keeps it will win. My honest opinion is that it really sucked playing Ryan on Wi-Fi and Dash with 200 ping and then Skinny for the first 2 rounds and Ryan for the next 3. It was kind of a shit show overall, but I can't really use that as an excuse, right? Like, we lost fair and square. What else can I really say about it? I had a lot less respect for Joker before they beat us. I have more respect for them now in terms of Ryan, Jay, Kung, and Dash. I don't know how... Like, Ryan, I think Ryan kind of... Because he, like, not even, like, a couple weeks before championship, he kind of got called out on Discord for being toxic, right? So I think he tried really hard not to be toxic in finals, which is good. I mean, good for him, right? But yeah, like, what can I really say about it other than that? Like, they're a good team. They deserve the championship. They worked hard for it, and hopefully next season they don't even qualify.
Oh, damn. I didn't think you were going to lead with that one. I wasn't expecting that.
Dude, if those kids stay together, they're gonna end. They will.
Dude,
They will.
I just don't want to play a team. I just don't want to play a team on Wi-Fi. That's all. That's all, dude.
All right, the next team you're gonna play, they're gonna be on
inevitable, dude.
satellite internet.
The Quest
They're gonna be.
is gonna be taken over here shortly.
If you're on a Quest, that's fine, dude. Your only option's Wi-Fi. But intentionally being like, nah, I want to take anchor shots. Like, that's fucked up. It's just a fact.
Far saying everyone should get at least 1 second chance, but a second chance in regard to what? To being toxic or to having awful?
Yeah, I think he's talking about a second chance because he kind of was super toxic and got called out, and now he has a second chance to not be a complete shitter.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder what happened. I think that was the broadcast in which you were doing analysis and you called them out. And
I didn't mean to call him out on stream. What could I possibly say?
You know what?
Dude?
No, I can relate to that. I can relate to that because I accidentally did that to Meatballer once, and it was what he dinged the disc, and on cast I just reacted. I went no. Instead of getting excited for the goal, and chat just like, I'm not saying I kicked chat off, but like I did not help that situation. And yeah, he ended up getting a load of shit for it, like afterwards in one of the Discord channels. And I felt like I aided in that by calling it out on cast like that. And I was like, I can't, because it's easy. You don't realize it's hard. I don't want to speak too strongly, but you don't realize the kind of influence. Even though, like, I'm not saying people listen to you and like are gonna go, oh, he said the thing, so I'm gonna do the thing. I'm not saying that, but like, you do have a bit of an influence on the mood of things, and it can definitely.
I remember that cast when I was taking notes. I was like, okay, how do I be professional about this? How do I skip over the fact that it's 20-0 and they're being toxic in open comms? And I decided I cannot skip over that. I tried to word it. I tried to twist it in a way that's like, their strategy is to tilt the other team and it's working. Is what I tried to make it sound like the best I could, but I don't know.
I was so exhausted from those weekends. It was like weekend after weekend of waking up at like 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. getting ready for these broadcasts. And I'm so tired, and you end the night of the broadcast with that fireball, like you just throw it's like cast fireball. That's really bad. That's really bad. But
casting's so hard because you have to manage all that.
Well,
you really do.
There's a lot to be considerate of. Yes,
definitely is. But I was so surprised in my ability because I don't remember broadcasting any of that. I was so tired or so fatigued, and I was like, oh my god, I somehow handled that well. And I mean, but it was something that, it needs to be said. And I think it was really well handled by everybody. And, that's the sentiment that the community feels. And I guess sometimes no better way to express it than on the stream. But, those are things that we definitely don't want to have happen in the future. But, I mean, it was good, though. I think the outcome was good.
Yeah.
I think it was good.
I mean, at the end of the day, Ryan learned that the community doesn't like him being toxic, and he's actively trying not to be. So I see that as a win.
Yeah, but, I mean...
It's a lesson that shouldn't have had to be learned, but...
Kids. We're talking about kids.
Yeah. No, but it's anybody.
We're talking about kids. He won't be the last. We're talking about kids. It's okay.
But
kids are there to learn.
I wouldn't say it's a kid thing. It's, this is man, adult,
No, I'm
child,
not saying it's a kid thing.
But
I'm saying when you're talking about kids, that sort of thing, it's
I know,
but if we met him when he was 20, you know what I mean? Totally different opinion.
But I'm just saying, anybody can be.
I'm sure we would have hated Strem at 16.
I hated myself. I still do.
I was the most obnoxious little shit when I was 16 years old. Oh my god.
Well, I'm just saying, regardless of the age, it happens to anybody. You grow. Everyone can grow. Everyone can change, regardless of the age. I didn't mean to call him out or have that come up, but that's unfortunately how the game is. But off the topic of Joker because I guess that's what I got us into. So Infinite, third place. That's a terrible segue, but Infinite, third place. How do you feel about that?
I mean, I'm happy with it. We kind of had a moment going into the semifinals too, where when we were playing that do it or die match with Kangos, we kind of all had a moment of just like, don't care who ends up in this spot, just please try to get first.
Yeah.
And part of that too is like, I don't want to lose. Like, you know, if the person who beats me, I want them to get first. Like, I want to be beat by the winner. So,
Sorry.
but
I
what was
don't know if
that?
y'all could hear that. It was the ice machine isn't actually hooked up to
Okay.
anything, so it just makes loud noise
But-
periodically. I forget about it. Until now. Son of a bitch.
It's my ice machine.
But I was generally happy overall with the result, though. I mean, for being the first, that was a long season of like my first time actually going through all of that. And then, I mean, preseason didn't really count. It was pretty short overall. And then just going pretty much head on into that. So, pretty fun, though. I mean, exciting way to end it. Just burnt out, though. It's nice to just decompress and take a break from all of it, though. So.
Yeah, that was an exhausting week, exhausting series, a season, and no one gets a bye week.
No.
Yeah, there's no buys. Yeah.
And especially the
Unless
week
you
before.
take one yourself, but then if you're trying to gain an MMR, that's MMR you've now effectively lost. Unless you were going to lose, unless you were going to lose one and win one, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
And especially going into the week before too, we ended up having to do the whole round robin and then just going up into this like the next week. I don't know. It's a tough week, but good season. Definitely tough though for all the other teams, especially even newer guys that don't have as much.
To add on to what you're saying, Andy, you're saying that like you're feeling like burnout, right?
Yeah.
I was feeling burnout like a week before finals. And then we lost and I felt overwhelming sadness. And not even like 6 hours went by and I was like, season 2, where you at? Like, let's go.
You got Rocks in chat. He's saying, what changes do you guys want to see format-wise for season 2? I got two things. In particular. One, I want third games to matter. Just however they matter, I want them to matter. And then two, the postseason, that whole close qualifier thing, just get rid of it. Get all those teams into a nice either single elim or double elim bracket tournament and do the 2 weekends of that. Don't do 3 different formats on different weekends. Like you got your open qualifier and then right into the championship.
Yep. I didn't like that the seedings really didn't matter going into the finals.
Finals.
Dude, did you see the bracket? Like Kango's bracket was one thing, and then there was like Wireless Jacks had to play Infinite, Illuminati, and Joker.
Yeah,
that is death. Yeah. Like and so like we got second in our bracket. Joker got first overall, and they had to play the hardest teams pretty much for their bracket. So like I don't know. The change that I do want to see is something that like I don't want to play for an entire season and earn second place just to be like, okay, now you got to play in the qualifier. Good luck. If you mess up on this one day, the whole season doesn't matter. Like maybe like top 4 get automatically put into the championship bracket, and then the next top 4 would do a qualifier or something like that. That'd be cool.
I agree with that.
But that's how they keep the pressure. Like they keep the pressure up. They keep the intensity there. And it's supposed to make everything that much more exciting.
Well, that's the same kind of argument as like arguing for like a best of 3 5-minute game without with time stopping. Like that, people's argument for wanting that format was, oh, it's just such a toss up. It's exciting. It's like, well, that's not very competitive. Like if it's just a toss up, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Well, I feel like also with the VRML, like the champion of the season doesn't really matter. Like there's no, I mean, with any league really, because it's all about the tournament. But it's all about the finals. But yeah, it's like,
well, that's right. Like the NHL has the President's Trophy, which they give to the top ranked team in the league, and then there was also if you go to the VRML website, they actually recognize the season winners.
Yeah, they do that. Yeah.
Yep, they did that with preseason. I saw.
I didn't even know that. I think we could do more recognition for season winners, like a President's Trophy. I'm not saying we need a trophy, but something, recognition of those people. of those teams, because that's a big deal. I mean, especially when you look at like Joker and Kang at the end of the season, we're kind of in their own league. Like that should be recognized. And Phantoms as well. Phantoms, Joker, and Kang. All three of those teams were in their own leagues the whole season. I mean, the whole season. And I mean,
they lost like what, 3 games?
Yeah, Joker lost 3. All were to Kang. And Kang, how you guys lost like what, 4 or 5 total?
I think 4.
And and one of them was to Joker. Only one, and that one was in 2. I only know that because we were keeping track of Joker's shutout streak. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, that sucked. We got twice. The 2 last games towards the season with Joker, I think they won by pretty much 2 points or 4 points throughout all of them.
Pretty sure I brought that up when you guys were playing.
Yeah, it's so close. But I don't know. It's definitely something worth recognizing, though, because that's a nutty achievement in its own. So.
Yeah. It's a lot of time and effort. It should be like rewarded.
Especially how long that season is. That season was ginormous. So it's just...
Wasn't it like 6 weeks? This one's not that long, right? Am I stupid? Am I wrong? 12 weeks?
12 weeks.
12 weeks.
Dude,
12 weeks.
Times that 2. It's fine. My math is
4
good.
months.
Yeah.
4 months.
It was a minute.
Yeah. No, it's
4 months. I mean, in preseason was.
Right, 3 months.
Yeah, preseason was created just so we could make sure that we had everything ready for this season, and preseason was arduous and long as well. 3 months.
Yeah. Oh, real quick. So Roxanne in the chat, what are you guys' opinion on it being, if it was too long, short, or what do you guys think? Like, should they keep it where it's at?
It should be long.
I think
I like it being long.
long seasons are good, but what they should do is maybe take a page from ESL's playbook. So a 12-week season where every 3 weeks there's a stage final, which is like a tournament, a double elim, something like that. And maybe like how I was saying, I want 4 teams to automatically get put into the finals. Maybe that's how you do it. A stage finals every 3 weeks. Whoever wins that gets their spot in the finals bracket.
The argument against that is if you're doing it that way, you're basically incentivizing those teams to not play the rest of the season. Because if they're already in, there's no reason for them to continue on. And then by the end of the season,
not true.
Why would that?
If you earn your spot in the finals bracket 3 weeks in to a 12-week season and you stop playing, you are not gonna win finals. There's no way. Gravity's different. Well, first off, Phantoms wasn't even there.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
Gravity.
Their situation was special case once they actually got to the finals with the whole thing with Phantoms and all that. But I'm saying it's definitely possible. I mean, as long as they're still playing, they don't have to be competing. All they have to do is keep scrimming, and as long as they're scrimming all the same teams, they're still going to be informed once you get to the finals. I mean, not as informed because you're missing that live fire experience, but once you're at that level, I mean, if Kang were to do that, as long as you guys kept scrimming, I have no doubt you guys would at least contest the finals.
I think that my team has an agreement that scrims are great, but they're not the same as VRML matches.
No, certainly not.
We could, even in season 3, we could scrim Joker for 6 hours a day, play a certain way, and then the minute something was on the line and people were watching, we would play differently. And you need to practice that different play style when you're being watched and shit.
Yeah,
I don't disagree that there would be, if you were to compare, a team that didn't play during the season but continued practice and scrimming and all that, and then came back. If you had the same team and one of them went one way and one of them went the other way, you would see a difference. But how significant that difference would be, I don't know. At that I mean, I guess it really depends on the team. If you're talking about Joker or Kang, I don't think it would make that big of a difference. If you're talking, well, I'm not going to mention any teams because then I just end up sounding insulting, which I do. But
enough about the old teams, because we all know about the old teams. What about the teams breaking up, and about these new teams? Like, what are these new teams that you think, the ones that may be staying together? What are the new teams that are rising to the top? Who are they?
Well, Game left and Game joined Joker, and that's going to be huge because Game is like a really, really good player, and Game is not going to join a team to be a sub no matter how good that team is. So we got to discuss, like, okay, who's leaving Joker? I heard from Kung that I think Dash is not going to be able to practice as much, so they're looking to replace him. But I don't know. Like, he didn't say Dash is leaving. He said, well, Dash is probably going to leave. And so
he is saying Dash is retiring, and I'm pretty sure I've heard that as well.
Well, in that case, Kung is going to be Joker's main goalie. Dash is going to be gone, so Dash isn't going to be able to provide like the discipline I think that he brought Joker this season. And I think Joker's weakness in season 3 was their lack of discipline, and then VRML season 1 gave them a lot of discipline with Dash, and then they got Game, who's got an ego on him, can't go around that. I think the discipline is going to go into the negatives, and I guess we'll see. But maybe because they spent a season with Dash, they keep all that, all the things they learned, right?
So now
that'd be interesting.
Now will Game come onto the stream to defend the statement about his ego? I actually invited him on the stream. He said he didn't know.
He's too cool.
He just said
he's too cool.
He gave me a non-specific answer. So
see, you're saying there's not going to be discipline, but you can't deny they're going to be nuts. And I don't disagree with what Sneaky's saying, but something I've been saying about Joker for a while is that they get away with a lot of things most of the teams can't get away with because of their individual skill, and that eventually is going to become a ceiling. So there's things that they're going to have to work on that are fundamental to everybody else just because they haven't had to work on those things. I can't – someone's going to want an example, and now that I'm bringing it up, I can't give you an example off the top of my head. But I know there's a general agreement when I do bring it up that they're so good – that there's things they can do that other teams cannot do without getting punished for it. Yep. And I think once the skill keeps rising as people play longer and longer and longer, I think they're going to find that to be a ceiling eventually.
No.
You want an example? It's fucking Ryan going into a bubble and anchor shotting off the shield for a three-pointer. That's eventually going to stop working. You're not going to be able to get three-pointer after three-pointer with fucking anchor shots. You're not going to be able to duck 4 people and then shoot on an open goal. You're just not. People are going to get better.
We can ask Jaywalker this next week. Jaywalker and Sneaky Evil will be on this show next week. But enough about Joker. Although we do have to talk about Game because I want to talk about Season 1 breakout players. And, of course, you can't start that list without having Game at the top. So who's number 2?
Season 1 breakout players. So Game is an old player. He just came out. So, yeah, like I would consider him like he's technically like a new player because he came out of nowhere and basically carried the fuck out of the flare. I mean,
he was on Titan. Yeah, we know.
I don't think. Well, actually, it's hard to say. I don't think that Game carried Flare. I think Flare carried Game into high stats, and then people assumed it was Game carrying. Game was just making the shots.
I think it was strong fundamentals.
Well, that's like back in preseason.
Sorry, you go, Andy.
Sorry, I was just gonna say it was like back in preseason. Like a lot of us was just feeding Zach. It was a lot of feeding Game. So they just put him in really advantageous positions, and they just feed him. They know he'd be able to seal away shots. So. Yeah. I think Game, and then I think Chrome doesn't get a lot of credit for him doing that because he did a lot of the positioning for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. It's all
that's another breakout player is Chrome for sure.
Absolutely Chrome.
I told Chrome.
Go ahead, sir.
I sent Chrome a message the other week because there was that we'll call it a rumor that he was leaving the game for whatever reason, and I sent him a message. I was like, dude, I'm not gonna give you a whole bunch of pressure. You got to do what you got to do. But hands down, you're one of the best in the game, and I look forward to your return because he is absolutely one of the best players in the league, without a doubt, bar none. I've played with that dude the whole time. He came up with. I'm pretty sure we came up together, and he's always been better than me. But there's a shot. There's a goal he scored in one of my before I joined and started doing the beer league videos. I did just like pub compilation videos, And one of the goals he scored in one of those pubs was just it was pretty because he like did a flip over, like he kept his leg, he kept with like say this is the goal, the fucking thing, it's right here. If I do this, there, now you can see it. This thing right here, like say that's a goal. He did this fucking flip where he comes over the top like that, like kept his body like, you know what I mean? It was fucking gorgeous, and he's absolutely one of the best. And no doubt about it, he was a big part of that team's success.
I do want, as Mo Angry, also known as Mo Jolly, who I do plan to have on this stream. We just have to find her a good co-host. Not co-host. I don't even know the term I'm looking for. Is someone to be featured alongside of. But saying that Andy needs a haircut. We talked about this earlier. Andy's got that late 70s, early 80s tennis player look. So let's see if let me see if my computer crashes out. Let's go. Oh no, that was it. Let's go. I think it worked. Did it work? There we go. So now, look at this. When are you gonna start coming to lands looking like this? Looking like Andre Agassi.
Dude, next land. Next land. I'll be there.
Look at that. That's some like early 90s. What the fuck were they thinking?
The 80s, 90s were really bad. They were really bad.
Oh my god.
The mid 90s were really bad. Like
yeah, it wasn't great.
I'm embarrassed that I was alive then.
I'm too young for this conversation.
Let me see what early 80s tennis as my key.
Early 80s is pretty bad because it's like pre-80s and 80s got kind of wild. But mid 90s is like, it's post 80s. Everyone's smoking crack and doing coke.
I don't know about in the tennis scene. In
the tennis they were doing coke. Yeah. Maybe not crack.
What about this suit? What about that shit? Why can't we need to make?
I feel like you need to be very careful where this is.
This needs to be the official Echo Arena look.
Oh my no!
Someone give me that headband and give me that suit.
Well, hold on, because you actually not to derail the derail, but to go back, because we were talking about breakout players, and I was trying to think of someone, and I actually picked what y'all were. Got me. How about a breakout coach? How about a breakout team captain? Mo Jolly.
Oh yeah, Mo Jolly, definitely.
Absolutely, like phenomenal. The way, because that team was started by, I'm pretty sure it was started by White Fox, and they were down in bronze, and they're kind of floundering down there. And then White Fox left. Mo Jolly took it over, and she brought that team up into, well, it was up into silver, but really pushing up on the bottom of gold there. And so that's as far as breakout players, we got a breakout captain in Mo Jolly, a great player, one of the best backliners.
She's always breaking her headset. Talk about break. I mean, break out.
Did you see the pictures of her headset?
No.
Did you see it? Oh my god, dude, it wasn't. It was she opened it up took a picture of the board that was responsible for the left eye straight up missing like the corner, like a big fucking chunk of it. Only the inside. On the outside, you could tell there was any damage to it. Open it up, missing a full-on chunk. Yeah. She says she dropped it, and someone in the chat was like, did you drop it at excessive speed directly towards the floor?
That's what I was saying. I was saying, take that and smash it on the ground.
Yeah, it was some pretty gnarly damage.
So the only clips that I made, I have a clip from subbing against Guinness. I subbed once in the preseason and once in the season. I had a bunch of clips because all I did was get saves. This is before all these players got much better. They're so much better now than they used to be. And I wonder if I should show that video. I was playing against White Fox the other day, and he said something to me, and I said, the only thing I do is save your shots. I have 2 videos of it. Like, all I have is videos of me saving White Fox, because he takes shots that, really weren't well-advised shots, but...
He'll tell you he has that problem. He will tell you he has that problem.
To add on about breakout players, though, I mean, we're talking about Chrome, right?
Oh yeah.
At the beginning of the season, I didn't really like. I knew Chrome was a good pub player, and that's what I thought he was, just a good pub player. And then he was on Flare, and he was just murking us with passes under the goal and dunks and stuff. After the season, we've been scrimming a lot. We scrimmed Illuminati a few times, and what I can say is that Illuminati tried out Chrome and fucked us, like hard.
Really, I believe it.
Interesting.
And
Fun
I'm
fact.
scared of that team with Chrome, dude. I'll be honest.
See, here's a fun fact. At the beginning of the season, at the beginning of preseason, before I was on a team, before Chrome was on a team, we were both looking for teams. We were basically trying out for the same teams, and both of us were down to Flare or Nova. Both of us were, and Nova actually picked Chrome. They picked Chrome over me, which I don't blame them for. I was not only they already had a goalie. I'm a defensive player, and Chrome's fucking Chrome. Excuse my language, little boys.
I have to say that QL
but
Young,
yeah, no, he went to Flare, and that's why I ended up on Nova because he went to Flare, and then that happened on Flare.
QL Young made a point. We always said, Chrome, why don't you play ESL? And QL Young one time asked him about it, and lo and behold, a few months later, he's playing competitively. And that was one of the best transitions from like typical casual pub playing to competitive, like seamless. Like he knew what he was doing. He knew how to approach every situation, and he did it right.
Yep.
But so those are our breakout players. So I mean, it's really been an exciting season. We've had breakout coaches, breakout captains, breakout players. We've had Game go from Flare to Joker. He even got his name on the board in the lobby, which I don't know if he deserves it, but he got it.
I wanna see in season 2. I wanna see Zenith on a good team.
You shut up, VTS King.
Ooh.
You shut up right now.
I don't like Zenith is such a fucking good player. I think he was the best on Orbit by far. I want to see Zenith on a good team. If you pick up Zenith, you're doing a good thing.
Who do you think could pick him up though? Like who would be?
I'm expecting a new team. I'm expecting a bunch of new teams to come out. I think Ignite's going to stay together. They've been together too long to break up. Maybe Zenith goes on Ignite, dude. That'd be something.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of all the teams. I mean,
well, you know, what about
there's so many players without a team, dude.
Wonder's a free agent. Dollar Ranger a free agent.
I mean, only time will tell, and we'll see what the second. I don't know where I was going with that. Second Echo Arena, no, Summer Echo Arena League, the Seal League or whatever they're branding it, the league that's being run by everyone at the Echo Scrim Organizer Group, Discord. So, you will eventually see a lot of Vermal teams, you know, form after these interactions, this play players.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be interesting to see. But what about
Rocks Vermal.
Yeah. What about all these Quest
Vermal.
players though? We haven't even talked about that. We haven't talked about how our game has been transformed.
I could tell you. So I've been coaching this new team only for about a week now because I know Spot, you knew I was thinking about starting a Questy team, but no, I instead found one. And I can tell you, some of these guys are going to surprise us. I'll tell you that right now. We are going to get surprised by some of the Questies once they end up in comp because they are not bad and they are very eager to learn. And there are a lot of youngins. And I say that like it's a good thing because kids learn really fucking fast. And they get really good at shit really fast. And I guarantee you, what's my roster? The captain is the Titan. He impresses me. Kid is. It's not just his communication, his dedication, his his eagerness to learn. I really think. I think that kid, if he sticks with the game, he'll end up at the top. Whether or not it's with his team or not, he'll end up at the top if he sticks with it. Because they've also got the Singularity, who I've seen him play a little bit. He's a really good midliner. His steals. He's really good at stealing the disc. And then Rizze was on the team, but he was EU, so he just found a team Gyro over in Europe, which is good. He was a good player. And then I'm gonna have to actually look at the Discord, and I hope they're not watching because they're probably gonna. Don't get offended, guys, if you're watching. If I'm forgetting your name. Oh, Crimson Baseball is this other kid. He just today is his birthday. In fact, they had him playing goalie, but then he naturally kind of falls into that really aggressive striker position, and he had some really impressive goals in a scrim the other day. And then who's the one I'm forgetting somebody? Oh, they just brought in someone new, Echo Cameron. Echo Cameron, very new, very young, very eager to learn. I'm very curious to see how he's going to perform overall. But yeah, no, there's some very. I have no idea what's going on around me. They look sneaky. They look just like normal scrims, man. I don't know what kind of question is that.
I need to get another moderator. I have no idea how to use Nightbot.
Where's this happen?
I was just trying to spam emotes, man.
And then I see his message get rejected, and I look down at his cam, and he's just sitting there like.
Sneaky. Right now, they're hard bronze, but if they keep working, I am absolutely confident. When I say this, you got to also understand that we're considering the fact that there's a lot of new teams, so it's going to be those upper divisions are going to be expanding, and how many teams are going to be in them. So keep that in mind when I say this. I think they're very easy. If they keep working together, they very easily will push up into silver halfway through the season. If not then by the end, but I think they can easily. Now, will they go to gold? I don't know. That's up to them. If they put the time in, they definitely can. But silver, definitely.
Oh, another thing in related to Questies is Simeon's going to come play again. I think he
is he actually coming back?
I think he's been playing a lot of like scrims and stuff. I think he is trying to play VRML Season 2, even if it's just as a sub. But I played with him I think it was 2 days ago now, and he was on Quest. And I didn't notice him take any shots or anything, but his passing was good. His comms are still good. Everything. Like it was Simeon. Nothing really changed. And yeah, that's really exciting.
When you're playing with someone on Quest, you can't tell the difference.
Yeah.
Can't.
No.
Oh, Simeon and Wit joining together. That's what the chat is saying.
So if Simeon and Witt are going to be playing together, that means it's going to be Simeon, Witt, Palador, and Lemming.
You think? I don't know if
I have no idea.
I don't know if Palador and Lemming want to play comp. Maybe if it's like
Palador said. How many times has he said?
Lemming's not going to play comp.
I gotta have Lemming. Excuse me. How many times has Lemming said he doesn't want to play competitive anymore? He's too busy working on Gorilla Loco. Which I'm gonna have him on the podcast to promote his game.
What is that?
It's his.
He's making a game.
Slap monkey game. That's a good word for it.
Yeah, the locomotion is like with your hands, and there's gravity. Game. Yeah, VR game, and there is gravity, but basically you run like this, like you're a gorilla. You like push off the ground, and you can like climb walls and shit. It's actually really cool.
Okay, let me go to. I'm gonna cut to the partial screen. I need a new processor. Let's see. Success. All right. So we are at the partial screen. Let's look at all these new teams. I mean, just how is
right
this
now
organized?
you're on points. You want to go to it'd be better to go to standings because right now you're just looking at the player list.
Oh, what is your theme, bro?
Oh, this is like terrible, like chocolate chip military shit. It's like Marpat. It's like the Marpat, like Desert Storm bullshit. It's like, I think it's funny. It's like they're all like, I mean, they're not all that good. I thought this one was like a medium. I thought it's nice. I thought it's acceptable in my eyes. Chocolate chip military. All right, so let's look at this. Let's look at all of these dissolved teams.
That's kind of about where they start once you get below like reboot there.
Oh, let's look at
these are all the new teams, and so the grayed out ones are generally the teams that don't have the full roster yet, but all those ones lit up have a full roster and are set to active and are waiting for games.
Yeah, there's a few. Some of these names
sipping on some scissor.
Yeah, I definitely don't think that they were
Scissor.
going for the 3-6 Mafia sipping on scissor.
Probably not. Team Sync, man. If they end up getting together and we end up casting them, dude, that's gonna be tough to not call them in sync.
I mean, I feel like there's more teams.
Go to when you click on standings, hit worldwide.
Oh yeah, that'll do it.
I mean, right now that's 97, at least 97 that are registered. Now, obviously, it's unfortunate we can't look through active unless somebody knows of a way to do that. But I'm not aware of it. But yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy when you gotta hit an arrow to see the rest.
What does it mean with these like phased out teams?
They
So those
don't
are
have a full
teams-
roster.
Either they don't have a full roster, or they've set themselves as inactive, or not set themselves as active. So you can have a full roster, but gray yourself out to not get matches.
Trying to find the worst name.
But 90% of those grayed out, I'd say 95% of those grayed out teams are just don't have full rosters. Probably one person in most of them.
Yeah, there is mostly one person. A bunch. This is also an awful name, and I really. I'm not gonna cast these. Like, if someone's gonna give a name like that it's like made to trip up on, I'm not gonna cast it. Do you see the name?
No, what is it?
A bunch of baby ducks.
I don't see the issue. It's just a bunch of baby ducks.
Oh yeah. Don't say that 10 times fast.
A bunch of baby ducks.
A bunch of baby
ducks. A bunch of baby ducks. A bunch of baby ducks.
See,
Bunch of baby ducks. Bunch of baby ducks. Bunch of baby
So-
ducks.
Well, they're my new team to watch because their name is awful. So let's see if they-
It's an interesting name. It's an interesting name. I don't know. There's been worse. There's definitely
Slap
been worse.
Babies. Slap Babies is a worse name, but so much better. It's so much.
Slap
more tasty.
Babies. Click on that name now. Look who's on that team.
Oh, I played. with
I wonder
Muzi
who's
the other
actually.
day.
Shadow Guru has something. Guru guys is playing with them. I don't know in what capacity. I don't know if he's actually going to be playing with them or if he's just coaching them. I'm pretty sure they're actually. I'm 90% certain they're being coached by. What is his name?
Who wrote their bio?
What is his name? So it's like eating food or something. Son of a gun. I can't remember his name. I am Slap Bacon, Shaken Bacon Sandwich. Is that right? That's his name.
Yep.
Baconator.
Yeah, Shaken Bacon Sandwich is coaching this team. Guru was playing with them in a scrim. They scrimmed against my guys yesterday, and the Guru was playing with them. I don't know in what capacity, but he was there. It seemed like he was on the team.
It's time.
Maybe
It's time for
I
us to
don't know.
start coaching teams, and then having them compete against each other, and us putting money on them.
Like a cockfight.
My team. Everything is on the line. My team's gonna beat your team.
We're gonna tape razor blades to their feet.
No, we're gonna play for pink slips. For computers. I bet if my team beats your team in Echo Arena, they have to give us all their computers.
Let me see who's on your team first, and also give me a couple more weeks. I've only had a couple sessions with them. There's a lot of things I want to do with there, but they're gonna be. I'll tell you what, man, they're gonna be competitors.
All right. Well, with that being said, as we're getting so close to the end of this, I guess we can do two questions. How do you feel about the season 1 casting and production, and how do you feel about the future of Echo?
It was so good. Woo!
I mean,
Yeah, I mean, if it attracted, we went up. I mean, what did we start the season at? Like 50 people at most that were watching in the peak games, and then towards the end, we were.
And a
Hitting
preseason
150.
finals had a peak of 80, and that got us excited.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's my point. So
I mean, I
casting
lost my
played
mind.
part in that.
for preseason.
I did too.
Finals.
remember being so hyped.
Babies.
We
Get off the Slap
estimate.
Babies clinic.
I estimate. I should say. I shouldn't say we. But with input from them. But I estimate that we had easily well over 400 people watching finals in season 1.
Yeah.
That's across Facebook Live, Twitch, and venues. Venues got us a lot of viewers, a lot of fresh viewers. Like Twitch gets us people who play the game. venues got us people who had never heard of the game.
Mm-hmm. I wish I was able to watch it in venues. I think
Me
it would be
too.
cool just to see what it looked like because I had no idea the entire time. But the fact it got that many people is already hype enough. So that's straight down to the broadcast. That's if you even look back and
Are we
look
doing
at the
cats?
fonts and Meeks, if you do all of that, and like what Palador's done too. So.
All right. Well, I think
Extreme.
what is the future of Echo Arena mean to Minx?
It means that I have to lock him outside my room more, otherwise I'll step on him.
And SirDimwi, what is the? SirDimwi's got his cat. What's your cat's name?
Yeah. This is Hazelnut.
So we've got.
Hazelnut.
I picked her up once. And I smelled her, and I was like, "You smell like hazelnut." And I was like, "Oh, and you're a nut. Ha, it works." Yeah, that's Hazelnut. She is very comfortable in my arm. There's another one in the back there, but he's not as sociable. He's a grumpy kitty.
All right. Well,
Look at her. She's just
this is
look how comfortable
this
she
how
is.
a cat
She's so good.
I got so much cat hair in my mouth.
I mean, your cat was like this.
I'm sorry. Go back
Your
to
cat
sleep.
was like just
I
chilling
was just
like
giving,
this.
I was just giving them
And you're
kisses.
just like scratching its head. All right. So the future of Echo. What does the future of Echo Arena mean to you, SirDimwi?
What does it mean to me? I don't know what it means to me yet, but I expect. I don't want to expect a lot. I expect a lot, and I don't want to expect a lot because that usually means I'm going to be disappointed. But I also, at the same time, feel like Echo Arena is not going to disappoint in that capacity. So I expect a lot. I don't know what, but I expect a lot.
All right. And
I expect Oculus to fund VRML and fund lands, and fucking VRML is going to explode. ESL is going to go down under. Then VRML is going to start hosting CS:GO tournaments. It's like, why is this company hosting CS:GO tournaments? It's not even a VR game. What's going on? It's like we got the monopoly.
I
That's what
love
I'm
that.
expecting.
Whatever you just said,
Yeah.
I'm all for it,
Perfect.
and that's what they need to do. Because they were watching. They're like, holy shit, they did it. Oculus was like,
Yeah.
they fucking did it. And
Yeah.
we'll do it again.
And we did a good.
And we'll do it better. And we'll do it another time. And we'll continue getting better. And then we'll take over the world.
Yeah. The whole world, dude, is going to be
The
VRML.
entire world.
Yeah.
I mean, it's possible, and we'll do it. So, Andy, how do you feel about the future of Echo Arena?
I think it's strong. I mean, ever since I've joined, it's only gone up, and we've just kind of hit an exponential point where Quest is finally implemented. So I think it's just going to keep going forward, and it's even starting to reach out. Like how Dimmy was kind of saying to people who've never seen the game. I've seen people in public or people at college that know what it is. So definitely interesting to see how it keeps going. So I think it's going to go far.
Well, I think that's a great place to end this. Strembitsky didn't want to stay too long, and I spent
Gotta put it on me, dude.
No, no.
Really?
No.
Really?
I spent 15 minutes, trying to get the stream working. Although I had it working like immediately right after. So then that's the end of the tech issues. No more tech issues. I say that now. But I'm so happy to be back. I'm so happy to be doing this show. I really love what what it's about. First, it was like about how to promote, and it was never about that. It's about really how to show everyone what this community is about. How do we discuss issues? It's really this artistic outlet that I really would like to pursue and continue to pursue. So I thank the viewers for being here, and I thank my guests, AndyW, SirDimwi, and Jack Strembitsky. So, with that being said, thank you for watching episode 1, the grand premiere of season 2. Well, just the regular premiere, but thank you for watching. And anyone want to say anything before we leave?
Sputnik, I see your production on the stream there. How we're all in the arena. That's a good job. You did good.
Thank you. I spent a lot of time building this stream package, but
Yeah, it looks really good. Good job.
It does look really good. It does look really good.
I need to fix one of the issues in the followers thing. But Thank you guys. Thank you everybody for being here. Thank you viewers. Thank you guests. Thank you Echo Games. Thank you everybody. Thank you Mark Zuckerberg, the benefactor who makes this all possible. No, but seriously, thank you, and have a good night. All right, so